Welcome back to another episode of All the Smoke Fight. Got a special guest in the building, but he's not a stranger. My little brother, Shakur Stevenson.
It's good, Dre.
Man, I appreciate you coming through, man. Man, you hot right now, brother. Like you, I can't turn on no social media app without seeing your name pop up, man. What's going on?
This is what it's supposed to be. I think that just becoming a big name in the sport of boxing, being the most talked about person, I think this comes with the territory.
The way you're going about it, a lot of it is the fighting part, but then it's also, you know, the interactions you have, and are you happy with how you being perceived? I mean, not, and when I say perceived, I mean just your person, like people perceiving you as a person. Oh, he's a bad guy, he's always talking. How do you feel about that?
I mean, it comes with the territory. I don't think that I could worry about what somebody that don't know me thinks about me, because at the end of the day, you don't know me. You just talking off of what you see online or on social media. Mm-hmm. I can't worry about that. I got to worry about the people that's close to me, how you think about me, how my family, my daughter, everybody that's around me. Like, I think that's all that matters, because at the end of the day, people gonna have opinions and people gonna feel the way that they feel, whether they know you, whether they not know you. It's just an opinion.
I'm gonna take it back a little bit. Like, you kind of a boxing snob, bro. And what I mean is you picky about the people you like stylistically. Like you'd say in a minute, you're like a fighter that's good, I don't like him. His style ain't that good. So I'm honored to be a fighter that you like my style, you rock with me. Tell me a little bit about how you remember us coming together and maybe the first couple times you saw me as a fighter.
Honestly, before I even met you, you was my favorite fighter. Like I used to be on YouTube a lot. Yeah. So I was the person, I used to have this computer. I didn't have the computer, my mother had a computer, but I used to be right there watching all types of boxing. Mainly I used to watch amateurs, but I watch your fights, and it kind of turned me up because you was the last person to win the Olympic gold medal. And
the last male, let's get that right.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm Caressa texting my phone as soon as you see this interview.
Oh yeah, the last male.
Last male.
Yeah. But that kind of made me want to be the next person, and you was my idol, you was the person I looked up to. And then I want to say it was a guy from my gym, his name Antoine Douglas. Yeah. And he was one of your sparring partners.
Antoine in camp.
Yeah. And I remember him saying he going down to spar with you. I'm like, man, I gotta come. Yeah. I have to come. There's no way I don't come. And I ended up going down there with him. We had a 1-bedroom hotel. Yeah. I was sleeping on the couch. And I met you, and then when I met you, you was locked in at the time. Yeah. So
I'm in camp.
You feel me? You had moments where you real focused.
Yeah.
So I was just excited to be there, but I didn't I know we talked, we said what up, but it wasn't how I expected it. So it probably it ain't make me mad or nothing, but I remember watching your sparring, and I'm like, man, this dude better than whatever I already thought about you. From there on, I just kept watching, and I kind of wanted to be like you, to be honest. I appreciate our relationship and everything that has done grown, and I appreciate you a lot. Without you, it'd be a whole different story maybe. Yeah.
That's love, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I get that a lot. People talking about the moments when I be locked in. I really be locked in, man, in camp or the night of the fight. I really be locked in, and I snap out of it, and I'm like, oh, my bad, man.
Yeah.
But we kept building from there, and, we've been rocking for I don't know how many years now.
Yeah.
So tell me what it was like growing up in Newark, New Jersey, 8 siblings, 9 total, and what was that like for you?
I mean, it was tough. We had to make certain sacrifices. I'm the oldest, so me being the oldest, I had to make several different sacrifices. At the end of the day, I think it made me who I am. I appreciate Newark in general just because I still feel as though I wouldn't be the person that I am today with the mentality as far as I came without Newark. But I always chose the boxing gym. I ain't choose nothing else but the boxing gym. That was always my go-to. Even when I had friends, I missed out on parties. I missed out on everything just because I wanted to be in a boxing gym and go to tournaments and go overseas and do all these things to become the best boxer.
But you could have been anything. You could have been in the streets. You could have chose basketball, football. Why boxing?
Because it's a one-man sport. It ain't it's a sport where it's You lose because of somebody else. Like, you lose in boxing because of yourself. Whatever you do in your training camp and your preparation is the reason why you'll lose when it comes to boxing. And I tried football, I tried basketball, and I love basketball. But truthfully, boxing is my number one love just because of the fact that it falls all on me.
Tell me about your mother, Malika, man. She got to be a strong woman.
Yeah. My mother is everything to me. I appreciate her. I used to see like how hard she worked. That kind of like installed into me, and she really like the main reason that I'm doing a lot of things that I'm doing. And I appreciate my mother a lot.
Yeah. I know it's got to be good. You know, now that you at this level, you at making the money you make to be able to give back to your mother and put her in position to live a better life.
For sure. That's the best blessing ever. And like, honestly, I'm straight. That's why like a lot of people be thinking like I be tripping or like I be going through things, but like truthfully, I'm straight. My mother good. A lot of my family is good. We all in great situations. So I'm straight. Like I'm good. All I got is to focus on boxing. That's all I really got in this world right now, to me, besides my family.
Your mother played her role. Did you have a male presence in your life?
The thing is, I had my little brothers and sisters' father is my father to me because he's the person who like, he was there in the hospital when I was like born. So
really?
Yeah, like that's my father.
Okay.
The thing is, he had a hard life too. Like he was in and out of jail. So it was times he wasn't there too, but even when he wasn't there, it's still like, he was there for me. Like, he'll write me letters, all types of stuff. And I appreciate him a lot, too.
Now, you half Puerto Rican?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, 100%.
Me and you talked a little bit about your biological father, and he wasn't around. And you started to get contact with him, and then shortly after that, he passed. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, that's exactly like what happened. We started to, I ain't gonna say build a relationship because like at first, I wouldn't let him in. Like he'll call me. I wouldn't like allow him to come in because I felt hurt by the fact that he wasn't in my life coming up. So as I kind of got a little bit like mature about the situation, I kind of started to allow him to come in, and I talked to him on the phone. And then one night I was getting ready for my world title fight. I was getting ready to fight Joette, my first world title fight. In Reno. And I looked on social media and I see a long post. Like somebody posted my dad and they writing this long story. And I'm like, what they talking about? Like what they mean? They said rest in peace at the end. I'm like, what the? They tripping. Like, hold on, let me make some calls. So I got to calling his phone. He ain't even answer. I'm like, what's going on? So then I called my mother. My mother ended up telling me that he died, and I'm like, damn. So I had left camp for like his funeral, went to go see him, but yeah, I mean, it happens, it's life.
Tell me a little bit about the 2016 Olympics. Obviously, you just said that was a dream of yours. So I know for somebody like you, super competitive, it's like a gold medal or bust. And you know, I'm at home watching your fight with Robeisy Ramirez. A lot of people don't talk about that. I thought you pulled it off. I thought it's 3 rounds. I thought y'all split 1-1, and I think the third round could have went either way. So, and then you got the video where you crying and the emotion is coming out. And right, you know how the social media game go. They flipping it. Oh, he crying, but they don't realize, man, that's I don't know how many years of preparing for that moment, falling short. But like, bro, I'm trying to win a gold medal. Like that's that drive on this. You know, like man, I blew it.
Facts.
Right? The average person will be happy with a silver medal, but not somebody like you.
For sure. I love that video. Like, I love it. When everybody, like, posts it, you know, people try to, like, post it to get at me, but they don't realize they not getting at me because where I was at a place where a lot of people ain't never make it to. A lot of people that even be posting the video, like, y'all tried to get here. Y'all efforts to try to get here, y'all never got here before, so I love that video. I think that video made me who I am today. Even when I watch it, I love looking at it because now I know, like, okay, you don't want to feel defeat. You don't want to have that on your brain. You got to do everything possible in training camp and getting ready for the fight to make sure that you never feel that feeling again?
Man, I feel it. It was similar to me with my last loss. I remember who was around, the looks on their faces.
Dude, it's crazy.
I mean, I felt like I was sick to my stomach, but I ain't never forgot that. Never.
But I think you crazy though, bro.
But why you say that?
Cause your last loss is like you was 12 years old.
Oh, that thing felt like it was yesterday. That thing felt like it was yesterday.
I even remember that. Like,
I can tell you, John Revish from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, who was in I think the 14, 15-year-old division. He was 15. But I remember coming back from Kansas City, where the Silver Gloves was at, being on a Southwest flight. I had the whole row to myself.
This dude.
I'm curled up in a ball on the Southwest flight. I remember it was a bunch of turbulence on that flight.
Yeah.
And I remember I just was just trying to I just wanted to go away somewhere. And I remember Verge and my assistant coach, Don, they looking at me crazy. Yeah, you be all right. But I'm looking at him, and Verge hate to lose. And I'm looking at him like, man, he ain't happy, man. He feel away. And I remember landing in Oakland. I just remember how I felt, bro. I never wanted to feel that again.
But it's just crazy to me how you can remember that from 12. I done lost at 12. I have no memory of like what happened. But I mean, you know, you ain't lose since then.
I hate losing, bro. When I say that, man, I mean that, man.
Yeah, it's like
passion.
It's like, to me, for like the casuals, I think like losing is like somebody done died. Like for me, like it's like a funeral. Like you at a funeral and like
facts.
Like yeah, everything just don't feel right.
I used to say it's win or die.
Yeah.
And to a regular person, come on, that's a lot. Really? Yeah. I'm like, listen, it's win or die. Yeah. Meaning I'm not gonna literally die, but I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna die.
Yes.
I don't wanna feel like that. Now you've been a pro for many years now, man. You starting to creep into, you know, you about to be considered a vet in a minute. What do you think was your hardest performance thus far?
Hardest, like what you mean far as hardest?
Opponent, when you size up his skills, like, man, that style, what he did, man, it was hard to overcome that.
See, like, I want to say the Edwin De Los Santos fight.
Okay.
I want to say that, but the circumstances of the fight, it made it so much, like, difficult to get it done. Like, in my brain, like, I got one hand, but I still got to figure it out. We still got to come out on top. I need these judges around the ring that's watching to know I won this fight.
All right.
So I got to do everything in my power to make sure I come out victorious. But I think like stylistically, he had like a fun style where it's like I got in front of him and I kind of liked his style. Like you ever get out there and like, okay, this dude kind of like, I ain't gonna say me, but he kind of like.
He got some flavor.
Yeah, I liked his style.
Do you want to talk about some of the things that you felt the week of the fight? Because I don't know if you spoke about that publicly. I know you, let me just put it this way. I pulled up the week of, and I'm watching you and I'm listening to you, and I'm hearing stuff you saying, and I'm like, why you say that? Like, man, I don't really feel good. Man, my weight is low. I can't get my weight up. But I'm like, nah, you should be good, bro. But in my mind, I'm like, this ain't good.
Yeah.
And then what really got me nervous was in the locker room. Kept talking about how you didn't feel good, but I could see you battling. Like, and I don't feel good. But you was like, man, I got to do what I got to do. If I got to box just to get through the night, I'm listening to you saying this. And I'm like, but it's like, and me and Bud like, bro, you going to be good. Like, just tighten up, man. Lock in.
Yeah.
What was you feeling, bro? For you to say those things before the fight even started?
I just knew I wasn't at my 100% best. I knew with the hand. Then I had so much other stuff going on that I really don't even want to even like get too much into. But I knew what type of night it was going to be. And I talked to Bud before the fight. And I talked to you before the fight too. But Bud had said something that kind of stuck out to me. He said, what do you do best? I said, box. He said, well, that's what you do. During the fight, I said, okay. Whether, no disrespect, I love the fans. I appreciate them for coming. I appreciate them for paying their hard-earned money to watch the fight. But my main objective come fight night was to come out victorious. And it ain't my fault that another guy won't engage. And he got two hands. He at his best. This is his moment right now. He not trying to capitalize on his moment. He was doing
a lot of pump faking too.
Yeah, you feel me?
I was saying that. I was yelling like, bro, he pump faking.
Yeah.
Step to him.
Yeah.
Could you hear her screaming?
Yeah, I heard y'all the whole night.
That night, but so you felt the way you felt before the fight. When you got in there, you got to confirm, like, nah, I don't feel right? When did you know, like, bro, it's for sure going to be a boxing type of night?
I knew it'd be, literally, I'll tell you, my little bros, Manny and Zay, I saw them in the bathroom. I said, yo, I'm feeling bad tonight, but watch, pay attention and take notes on this. I'm going to get the job done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming out on top regardless. Make sure y'all take notes on that. And when I got in the ring, like I knew, I'm like, okay. As the fight started going, I'm thinking, okay, let me figure them out. Once I figured it out, I'm like, oh yeah, we good. Yeah, we good. Nothing to worry about, we good. Let's go home, victory, we'll perform the next time.
That's what people don't understand. You look at a person that is undefeated, like a real winner. I ain't saying somebody with a padded record that fought a bunch of regular dudes. I'm saying a fighter who fight 2-3 times a year, maybe once a year at a certain point. Like, it's gonna be nice that you show up.
Yeah.
You do not feel like fighting tonight. You don't feel great. You don't feel amazing.
Yeah.
Can you still win even though everything isn't perfect?
Yeah.
Everybody, you look at any champion, you name me one champion in the history of boxing that went out there and looked amazing every fight and won. It don't happen.
Yeah.
So I respect it. I respect somebody that can win when they feel good and that can win when they don't. And you, again, as somebody, you kind of remind me of myself in terms of like you hard on yourself.
Yeah.
And I think there has to be some of that in order to be truly great. So you wasn't happy about that performance, but then your focus going into the Artem fight was, I'm about to shine. I'm about to show him. I feel like that fight was like a tale of 3 fights. I feel like the first 4 rounds, you probably didn't put enough of an investment with the jab to the stomach and the body shots and kind of imposing your will, which is why when you stepped on the gas, them other 4 rounds, he was able to escape.
Yeah.
And then the third part of the fight was because you didn't do what you were supposed to do in the first 4, he had the energy
to keep going,
to run around.
Yeah.
How did you see it?
Now, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. But you got to also realize, too, I ain't been outside the ring that long ever in my entire career.
How long was it?
I want to say it was 9, 10 months. So it was like more so, the first round was like getting back in that rhythm, like, okay, I bet. By like the third came where it's like, okay, now I'm kind of feeling it. I started touching the body a little bit more. Then I try to like pick up the pace. I had it going. There was a moment where I felt like I had it. It was right there, and I kind of let it get away. But
because you was looking outside the ring and you was like, I got it. I'm like, it's the 9th round, bro. Come on. But you kept looking like, I'm good. I got it. So is that what you saying? You felt like, man, I'm going to get him.
Yeah, I felt like it was going to happen. Like, I felt like he was breaking down. But at the end of the day, I feel as though, like, these fighters are training extremely hard come fight night, and these guys going to give it all they got. He gave it all he got, and he did what he could to make sure he stayed on his feet. So I take my hat off to him.
You feel like the response that you got, I'm not gonna say from everybody because, we focus on the negative, but it's also a lot of love out there too. But just the negative response that you got, you feel like it was warranted or you feel like people tripping?
I feel like people tripping. I mean, I would get it if this applied to everybody. Mm-hmm. Like if them standards applied to the Lomachenko's of the world or the Usyks, the Usyks of the world.
Or the Lomas, you feel like they don't?
No.
How's it different?
Because I done seen them in fights where it's like, I didn't feel like it was very entertaining, but a lot of people they don't do what they did to like somebody like me. Like when I'm in a fight where I'm dominant, pressing forward, pressing the issue, coming forward, they still find something to say. But if it's Lomachenko, I didn't never hear nobody say nothing about Lomachenko being boring when he fought Pedraza. I didn't hear nothing about him being boring when he fought Rigondeaux. And Rigondeaux, he barely even touched Rigondeaux. Like he barely landed any punches on Rigondeaux. But nobody claimed he was boring. He was coming forward. He was making the fight. But I just feel like it's a different standard on like young black guys. And I feel as though our people need to like learn how to like stand with us, not play against us because we're playing right into other people's hand. No disrespect to nobody else.
Now you're a promotional free agent. the Top Rank situation seemed like it was working, and then at a certain point, it didn't. You don't have to get into everything, but you spoke out about the fact that you were not going to re-sign with them. You think that was a smart thing to do?
I can't say it was like smart because at the end of the day, this is business, and I gotta grow up and understand that it is business. So I can't say it was like smart. It was more so like a reaction to what I felt they were doing to me. I felt as though, from my standpoint and my point of view, whenever I didn't re-sign with the deal that they wanted me to re-sign, it became like, forget me. Like, okay, we're done promoting this guy. Let him promote himself. Do your own thing. And from there, it's like I had to deal with it. But honestly, like I said before, I done said it in plenty of interviews where I said, like, I would still work with them, but it just got to be like more so a different type of structure. It can't be like, when it's business involved, I can't have them being in their feelings with me.
Yeah, speaking out publicly.
Yeah, like, it's like, it don't make sense. Like, how can y'all throw me under the bus just because I didn't do what y'all wanted me to do?
Right.
I didn't appreciate that.
Now, you ain't got to get into the details, but there was a deal that was leaked to the media. I'm not going to ask if the numbers were real or not, but there was a deal on the table.
Yeah.
When did they offer that deal?
If I'm remembering correctly, I don't want to say a lie, but I think before the De Los Santos fight.
Okay, so it was a little.
Yeah.
You had that. The deal was on the table for a while.
I think right there was that little turn where it's like.
You felt it?
Yeah. I kind of knew, like, okay, they ain't rocking with me no more. Like, it's Shakur versus everybody, and I gotta go do my thing.
Yeah, it's always interesting when you hear a promoter or a manager speaking out against their own fighter. Like, I feel like, and you got an issue that stay behind closed doors. If we got to hash it out, we got a problem, let's do that. But when it starts to go to the public, it changes the dynamic of the relationship.
Yeah, I agree. And I played a part too, so we both, it is what it is. It happens.
Tell me about James Prince.
Yeah.
Like, why did you sign with him initially, and what's your relationship with Jay?
I really signed with him, like, because I was, like, working with you, and you brought me with Jay, and it became that kind of thing. But actually, like, really meeting Jay and then being around him, and then he kind of, like, took me in as one of his own. Yeah. And I appreciate him. Like, he's like family to me. So, truthfully speaking, I'm glad that I ended up working with Jay Prince.
You a promotional free agent now, big dog. Without revealing your next hand, like, what you looking for? The next situation you get into?
I just want to be in the biggest and best fights. I think that this is how I feel, right? That same fight I just fought, right, with Artem. If that was a name that people knew and like a big name, and I fought the same exact fight, they would say it was a masterpiece. They would say it was the greatest defensive and in the pocket thing that they ever seen. So I just feel as though I just want to be in front of the names. I want to be in front of the guys that they think is that good, so I can show what level that I'm on. So whatever situation puts me in the biggest and best fights, I'm down with it.
Gervonta Davis, is it just boxing beef or is it real beef? and if so, where did it originate from? I know it's a longer story, but just, whatever you could share.
It's kind of bigger than boxing, I guess you could say, because of like the history and like everything that like went on. It's hard to even speak on it just because of the fact that we got to fight. So at the end of the day.
You feel that's going to happen?
Yeah, I know it's going to happen. I mean, I'm the best, he the best. So when you got two guys that's the best, how can you not fight? Only way you could not fight if one of them guys ain't like that and somebody go off to lose or somebody take an L. But I think like with both of us, we both fighters that's really good fighters and on that level.
From a boxing standpoint, what makes Tank Tank? We see the power, but it's got to be more than that.
Nah, he's strategic. He's setting guys up. He been boxing since a little kid, just like I've been boxing since a little kid. And you can tell like with the experience. Even with his last fight with Frank Martin, you can see Frank Martin was more so an amateur. Like the experience he got is not on the level of like Tank. And he just took off with experience. He let him waste his energy, gassed him out. And then round 8, right. Okay, it's time to go home.
When would you like to see that fight happen?
Whenever. I think that I'm ready for it. He ready for it. We both in our primes. It can happen next. It can happen next year. It can happen whenever he say, let's fight. That's when it's gonna happen.
I see you online with his coach and stuff. Like, why you doing that, bro? Why you be on there with him? You knew him from when you were younger?
I knew all they coaches. Let's see, I don't have like no real beef. Like it ain't no like, you feel me? Like however they take it, they could take it. But I don't got like no real beef with like his coaching. I knew them since back in the day. Like we got a certain relationship. Now it's like, you know, they just be, I guess, trolling and stuff. So I just troll back with them.
What's type of pressure you got on yourself to keep your O? People talk a lot about the O. Like for me, it wasn't about the O. Like it's about the O, but it wasn't like I'm trying to protect the O. I just want to win. If I keep winning, that's gonna be good. How do you look at your undefeated record?
I try not to think about it, but the thing is, it's like, I want to win every time out. So I try not to think about the O just because of the fact that I know boxing is messed up because of the O.
Right.
Like boxing is literally not the same, and we got casual fans who really don't understand it. Soon as somebody lose, they ready to clown everybody. They don't respect the fighter that's getting in the ring to put their life on the line. And truthfully, I try not to think about it, but I know like my competitiveness, I want to stay undefeated forever. I do want to be in that great legendary status as like you, Floyd, Bud, whereas, you know, y'all came out on top.
Yeah.
That's what I want to be, but I'm not scared to risk. Like, I'm not scared money don't make no money with me. So if you believe in like your talents and who you is as a fighter and what you can do against anybody, against whoever you put in front of me, I don't think like, I ain't got like nobody I wouldn't fight. There ain't nobody out there that I'd be like, oh, nah, I don't want to fight that guy because, you know, that's a hard, nah.
Yeah, you really always been like that. Even early on in your career, you be calling out names. I'm like, chill, man. That's 2 years away, man. I know you want to fight him, but just wait. Let it simmer.
Yeah.
I feel like that's missing in the game today. You know, it's a lot of fighters, bro. They do not want to challenge themselves. It's perception. Your fan base feeling like you the guy is enough for people.
Yeah.
Nobody really interested in trying to prove it no more.
Yeah, but I get from their perspective too, just because of the fact that I feel as though boxing to get rid of you as soon as you lose, depending on who you is. And I don't think boxing should be like that. I think that top fighters who fight top fighters, a L gotta come on either part. So why get rid of this guy and cancel him out and not put him in no more big fights just because he lost?
So
that
they
don't make
scared
sense.
to face that backlash.
Yeah, it don't make sense though.
Yeah, I'm looking at how they trying to play Haney right now. I seen somebody in my comments talking about, you know, yeah, Haney's a great fighter. Haney's a great fighter, like trying to laugh. I'm like, bro, listen, a bad night, you can't erase all the good he did, the risk he took, all the stuff that like, but that's how people do. So I think that's what fans, like true fans, I ain't talking about trolls. They gotta understand that like, y'all will do that. Fans will do that sometimes. So when fighters say, man, I'm not doing this or doing that for the fans, it don't mean that you don't appreciate the fans and them spending their hard-earned money. It just mean that like, I can't focus on pleasing you first.
Yeah.
Because if this go bad tonight, which it could because it's boxing.
And you ain't gonna rock with
y'all
me.
Gone. So it's a perspective thing. Like y'all on the list, y'all just not the top of the list. I appreciate y'all, but y'all, am I tripping?
I think you not tripping. I mean, I think that you're right, 100%. But I think it only applies with us, like, and that's my opinion. I feel as though—
You talking about black fighters?
Yes, I feel as
Which
though—
part applies to us?
That they gonna get rid of us. We're canceled. We're not— they gonna make memes of us. They gonna disrespect us. When Haney lost, you just seen so much disrespect. When Ryan Garcia lose, you don't see the same disrespect. You don't see— and this is like just from my eyes watching it, you'll see Ryan Garcia still can be like the darling to the world. Like everybody, he can go do everything he want. Yeah. Let him go get into mental rehab and everybody is cool and we happy. But I feel as though it's just not the same as like when Devin lost. Devin lost, he got canceled, everybody disrespecting him. But when Ryan got dropped with a body shot, didn't get back up, it wasn't that as big as it was when Devin lost.
Devin is really what, you know, one of the guys that that does it right. Like he trained, he put in the work. You don't really hear his name in the headlines. I'm not talking about him going back and forth with somebody. I'm saying for like, bad stuff. And he stay out the way, man. He trying to build something for his family. And then they say that's what they want though. And then you get that and you get one bad performance. And I get it, fighters talk, everybody doing they talk before the fight. And if you don't live up to it, there is gonna be some backlash. But like I feel like it's just too much.
Yeah,
it's over the top, bro. They didn't make it seem trying to make it seem like Haney can't fight at all. And I'm like, y'all tripping.
I'm telling you, I think it's just us. I think we get a different type of thing where it's like they don't respect us enough, I guess. Our people don't stand with us like they should, but I just don't agree with that.
I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna move on. So when I was in Newark, I would probably say the majority of what I heard in the crowd during the fight was positive. And there was a dude probably 2-3 rows back, and I had to just keep looking forward, bro. So I ain't want to, and he just talking. I'm talking about from the first bell.
I heard him.
You heard him?
I'm telling you, I heard him.
I'm listening to him, and I'm like, bro, why did you come to the fight? You got dressed. Either you bought a ticket or somebody gave you. He got a bunch of jewelry on. You put the jewelry on. You came. Why would you do that just to sit? I mean, I'm talking about like big hate.
I'm talking about, if you talking about the same person I'm talking about, I heard him say, as soon as the bell rung, knock him out, Artem. Knock. I'm like,
yeah.
My Norca, like, what's going on? Like, I'm like, all right, let me just stay focused.
When he first said it early in the fight, I looked back. I just kept looking forward, but he just kept talking. I don't know if it was your auntie. I don't know who it was, but she dealt with him. She dealt with him. She checked him.
Yeah,
at the end of the fight, he got quiet, and I turned around and looked. He was like, "What? I can't disrespect no female." Hey, I just ignored him.
It was my
she got busy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's love in the building, man. It's love in the building. What's your relationship like with Floyd Mayweather?
I got a good relationship with Floyd. I think, truthfully, like me watching like his situation, I think Floyd got a lot of haters. Like I think a lot of people just hate Floyd, and I think Floyd do play a part in it. But I still think like he got people that hate. Like his whole life is like on a like level where it's like anything he say or do, everybody's going to make a big deal about it, and people got to realize he's still human.
Yeah,
like he's still a human being. At the end of the day, he still is bleed like we bleed. And in my opinion, is like. Any little thing he do, everybody's gonna make a big deal about it. He say this, they gonna make a big deal. It's gonna become the biggest story. We're not perfect. Everybody got their wrongs, everybody got their rights. But me, from my relationship with him, I feel as though been cool with me.
Did he call you before or after the Artem fight?
Yeah, he called me after the fight. He was telling me little things that I could do in the ring. And like I said, I appreciate that. That's what I really be wanting, like, from Floyd. Like, I want to hear the boxing. I want to hear, okay, what you think I could do to help my game evolve. And I appreciate all of y'all. Like, I appreciate every last word that y'all put in, when y'all talk about me.
Tell me about your relationship with Bud and what he means to you.
My relationship with Bud is, like, Bud been, like, my brother since I was an amateur. Like, and it's like our relationship started, like, quickly, like, because it was like the competitiveness. It kind of like just brought our relationship to a super high level. So I could tell you, like, when I first met Bud, it was in ringside, right before I went to the Youth Olympics. And as soon as I see him, I'm like, yo, I'll beat you up. Like, because I seen him on TV probably like a couple of weeks before I even came to ringside. I'm like, yo, I'll beat you up. Like, set up the sparring. When we sparring, like, and I started talking smack to him. He started talking smack to me. We ended up just chopping it up. And then I told him to come by the next day. I fight. I told him what ring I fought. He came and watched me fight. He realized, like, yeah, I'm cold.
He the truth.
As far as our relationship, after that, we kind of been building. And I went and sparred him. I tell the story all the time.
Like, yeah, what that sparring like?
I remember being at the OTC, and I had just got done sparring. But I remember Julie, I want to say she called Bud, or she said Bud was down here, and I told her to call Bud. Because I wanted to spar him. I've been saying, like, man, set it up, wing. And she said he was sparring today. I'm like, I bet. So I called him, yo, I'll pull up on you, what up? He like, what? Pull up. Like, I bet, I'm on my way. So got done, grabbed my stuff, came straight over there to spar. I'm used to sparring. I can't even tell the secrets. I got it, I gotta keep the secrets in. But I got in there with him and he got off on me. Like, he got off on me. And I'm so used to being the guy that get off on everybody else. It was just like different to me. I felt the feeling after, like, I was embarrassed, like okay, this guy, I'm coming back to get some smoke with this guy. But our relationship has just been building. And if you go back to when I was in the Olympics, right after they fought Victor Postal, you'll hear Bud say, like, shout out to the Olympic team, Shakur, and everybody, like. But he letting it be known, like, Shakur, yeah, like, and I spent a lot of time with him before that. So I appreciate Bud. Bud, one of the realest dudes I ever came across. I'm glad to be able to be a part of his journey and what he got going, and I appreciate that dude.
When it's all said and done, what do you want people in general to say about Shakur Stevenson? Or what do you feel, let me ask it another way, what do you feel you're gonna be known for, your reputation is gonna be known for when you say, I'm done?
I think I will go down as one of the, probably the best defensive fighter to ever do it. I want to be one of the best. I want to be in that GOAT mountain where you sitting at Pernell Whitaker, Floyd Mayweather, Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinson, Muhammad Ali. Like, it's a GOAT mountain where it's like y'all all just sitting there. And I'm just trying to climb up there and get there. So that's what I want to be. I want to be known for that. And when it's all said and done, they will respect me.
Last one from me. So you had a little situation, man, with one of my brothers in the game, right? Andre Berto. And we talked about it yesterday on camera. And his explanation is, man, I was just trying to reach out to the youngster, man, encourage him, and put it out there. My response was, bro, I think you probably should have slid that in the DM and just did it personally. Why did you respond the way that you did to Andre Berto?
After my fight, it was a lot of people, with so many different things to say. And I felt as though with Berto, he jumped into the crowd. And if he was trying to get a message to me and him talking the DM several times. We talked in so many different situations in the DM. So if he was really trying to get a message to me, he could have just DM'd me and we could have had a conversation, what you just said. But he jumped into a crowd where everybody else, boom, shot here, shot here, shot here. Everybody's throwing their shots. And I didn't feel that. I didn't feel like that was the right way to go about it, especially if you want to be looked to me as an OG or a person that I can't respect that.
You still stand by how you responded?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I ain't gonna lie, yeah. I mean, I made a win far, but like everybody going, I mean, at this point, come on. If it's me against the world, I'm not scared to go against the world. I'm not gonna back down, oh, is this person, nah. If y'all saying forget me, I'm gonna say forget you too. And have it go, I'll be a one-man army, come on.
We also talked about this after talking about the situation y'all had. I said, the younger generation feel like the older generation be hating. The older generation feel like the younger generation don't listen. I think there's some truth in both of those statements. How do you feel about it?
I don't think the older generation be hating. Well, from my point of view, and I'm not saying, cause I barely, like, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't include him into like, the other older generation kind of like, they've been like showing love. Like how you or Roy, y'all give criticism, but y'all show love at the same time. I didn't think that with him. Like, it didn't seem like he was more so giving like a good, message to put out there. Positive message. It was more so like a negative message to me, so.
I'm saying, just say your peers, people that's your age, a little younger, a little older. Can we say something to y'all, or it gotta be packed? Because again, we looking at it, I don't fully feel like that. I feel like I try not to offer no advice unless I feel like it's either asked or I feel like I should probably say something. I don't just come giving advice. How does the older generation connect with the younger generation? Like, what do y'all need from us?
I think y'all doing it the right way for as far as I know. The people that reached out to me, like the Zab Judas or the Paulie Malinagis, they not going on social media with it. They, such, you feel me? So I think y'all doing it the right way. I take it better from when somebody reach out to me personally. Like, I'm gonna take it way better. So all of the OGs should just know how to do that instead of, jumping in the crowd.
Well, I told him, I ain't saying y'all gotta be partners or friends and nothing like that, but I need y'all to, I need to bring y'all together, man, for my sake, bro. I don't need no problem. I don't want no problem. I told Berto, look, man, y'all gonna have to figure this out, man. So hopefully we can do that, bro. Man, it was a dope conversation, bro. I appreciate you stopping by, man. Man, keep doing what you're doing, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you for the interview,
Appreciate
brother.
you.
For sure.